To most, neuroscience is an esoteric and incomprehensible field to be found at the bottom of a test tube or on the other side of a microscope lens. But I want to tell you why neuroscience is rewarding for everyone. My name is Hope, and I'm pursuing an MD PhD precisely because I learned the importance of neuroscientific discovery. I remember when I was 5 that a classmate of mine was terrified of Jell-O. I couldn't understand his fear, but I wanted to. I thought, why does he think this way? As I got older, I found myself asking that question more and more frequently, and it pertained to more and more serious things. Why is my friend sad all of the time? Why would she do something to intentionally hurt herself? Now, the MD half of my chosen career, psychiatry, can begin to address these questions. It can tell me about patterns that predict the behavior of groups and of individuals, but it alone can't answer my question. I'm still left asking why. And this is where neuroscience comes in. It serves 2 purposes. First, it allows us to get under the hood of the metaphorical car to examine the mechanics that define broad psychological patterns and also underlie individuality. The second, and more subtle value of neuroscience is its ability to destigmatize. In the absence of the physical evidence that only neuroscience can provide, mental health disorders can be seen as weakness on the part of those afflicted by them rather than the work of a definitive biological mechanism. So we should all value neuroscience because it helps us understand and normalize mental illness. And without this understanding and acceptance, we'll never move into the next era of comprehending the mind and treating its breakdown. My own journey to comprehend the mind is, of course, ongoing. Currently, I work in the laboratory of Dr. Eric Nestler, where I study the effects of early life stress on an individual's ability to cope as an adult. I want to understand how stress alters the genetic dynamics of our brain's reward system to produce maladaptive behaviors. We know from the work of others in the lab that maternal separation in early life makes mice more susceptible to stress in adulthood. Now we are working to unravel the mechanisms of genetic priming that mediate this delayed susceptibility so we can understand how, through biological change and genetic predisposition, environment becomes behavior. We want to reimagine mental illness. It is not a failure of the individual to cope as he or she should, but the activation of genetic programs which promote stress susceptibility. Working in this lab that studies the reward system, I found the most rewarding thing is neuroscience itself. Because it is vast, because it is universal, because it is illuminating. It turns brain cells and ion channels into the stuff of personality and helps us answer that burning and perpetual question: